Oh, hi, SiriBot. How are you doing today? Welcome in. Oh, hi, everybody. It's Brian, and we are doing a little chatting and planning tonight for our 8-bit, your local 8-bit computer club. So, how's it going? How's everything? The problem is, in my area, there are no local 8-bit computer clubs. So I've headed to the internet to find a larger community. I hope you're out there, and I hope you also are looking for some computer clubbing. It is Friday night, February the 20th, 2026, at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, or thereabouts. And I'm glad to see you, wherever in the world you are today. Happy Friday, Saturday. Yes. Dan Anderton, what is up? Oh, hi, welcome in. Welcome in. Just getting things set up. Trying something a little different tonight. Take a look back here. We are looking at our Atari 800. The Fat Boy. 48K of RAM. Notice I got 3 Atari power blocks up here. All right. Nice Atari power blocks. One for the computer, one for the floppy disk, and one for the cassette drive. And I just remembered that I left all of my cassettes in the other room. Maybe during break, I'll take a look at that. What do you think? I think this is a mighty fine idea. Dan, Dan, how are you doing tonight? And let me ask you a question. Did you have an 8-bit computer? And if you did, which one? My friends, as I think I've told the story a few times, of course, but I'll go ahead and repeat it again. Growing up, when I was about 12 years old, I received my first 8-bit computer. It was a Commodore VIC-20, and right away, I started typing in the applications or programs that Mayor McCheese, what's up? Started typing in the programs that were in the book that came with the Commodore VIC-20. Instantly became enamored with not only that I could type in code to manipulate the computer. Manipulate, maybe the word. I could make it do things. I could control the computer. Instantly fell in love with the idea and started branching out and trying to figure out what each thing meant, and tried to start making my own small programs, mostly in BASIC. And that got me into doing programming, which I still do to this day. Let's see, I was 12 then. I'm 52 now. Is that right? Am I 52? What year is it? No, I'm 53. I'll be 54 in March. So, yeah. There you go. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we've been fighting Twitch and its ads and how it wants to manage ads. I've tried so many different settings. And I even tried something different this time around before I even started. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to let you manage it, Twitch. But I'm going to let you, I'm going to tell you that I don't want to start ads until 30 minutes in. I was just curious what would happen if I allowed to do it. If I did everything else and then just told it, you know what? Just don't run any ads for the first 30 minutes. And you know what it did? It looks like it's about to run an ad, unless Siri is wrong. Unsure. But yeah. There you go. So the ads management is definitely not working as I would expect it to. What's up, NRC Sean? Good Brian, great timing. Wow, Brian, great timing. I just got my childhood 800 XL down from my parents' loft and currently looking at video solutions and a FujiNet. It's going to be interesting because I almost bought a FujiNet and I probably still will eventually, but the problem was I couldn't find one that would get here quickly. Instead, I went for another solution, and I'm not entirely convinced that I need a FujiNet, but we will see. Mayor Machis, how's your Friday and Saturday going? Tex is here. What is up, Tex? Zobrex the Bacon is here. All right. All right. Did we even start an ad? Did the ad run through? Now it says the ad start in 53 minutes, which is totally not what I have set to now. NRC Sean says, show us your basic skills. Absolutely. So this is a new thing we're doing. We started talking about this last week, and I am on a journey to follow up with my 12-year-old dream of writing my own video game for either the Commodore 64 or the VIC-20, because I always loved trying to understand what it was I was typing in those type-in games. And just from that point on, I kept, I just always have deconstructed programs and video games ever since then. Ever since I got my Commodore VIC-20 and typed in code from the book, I instantly, it changed my life for, to forever, I suppose, because I always ask whenever any application, anytime I see data being manipulated by a computer in whatever form, I want to know how it functions. Yeah, right. The Wraith Twitch thought you meant 30 seconds. So that was the discussion last week. This week, I'm trying to continue on with that idea, but I'm also finding that there's no computer club. So I'm trying to figure out where's my resources going to be as I move forward. As someone who lives in 2026, there's a couple of places that I might look to. One place has been YouTube, right? And one place, of course, has been just reading, just reading articles on the internet. There's all kinds of great places to read and consume information. My least favorite being Reddit. I'm just not a Reddit fan because there's too much arguing. Now I'll say argue. There's too much debate on too many non-important issues. I just don't know how, if I was involved with the BBC back in the day and if Reddit was like that, it would just be pointless. Shakebuster, what is up? I see the value in Reddit, but I also see it as just, if you want to just totally decimate a project, start talking about it on Reddit and you will just destroy it. You will just get so bogged down in all the theory of doing stuff and not actually doing stuff. And that's the one I can't stand. That's one of the reasons why that was my first step away from Google, was the realization that all of their first results for things that I would ask technically would be that, right? It would be, Jesus, Reddit again. I'm not finding any answers for anything, because I'd get down rabbit holes of people, one person saying, well, you could do this. And then someone else come along and go, well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Don't ever do that. Don't listen to that guy. And it just goes on and on and on. So, anywho, man. So I don't know how to really navigate too well. This is a, we're looking at, I'm typing on an Atari 800. This was sent to me by a community member, Fastidious. And when I received it, it did not It did not function, right? It did. It sort. I'll take that back. It sort of functioned, but not really. All right. Oh, look, it's upside down. Now it's right side up. So I could load programs from the floppy drive that's 1050, which was not the standard with these Atari 800s. I think it was a little older model. This is one of the later models. Floppy disk, the 1010 probably, as well as the cassette drive. But I had no keyboard input. I take that back. I had some keyboard input. The keyboard input I had access to was break and these function buttons over here, right? Those were working, but my keys, my regular keys, were not working or not working well. And so I popped it open, looked at the keyboard, checked the connection, put it back in, did a little research, and oddly enough, it said that it was that this input was actually handled by what's called the Pokey chip. Now, when you think about the Pokey chip, if you know anything about the Atari 800, it's kind of usually you think of more of the I think more of the graphics handling. You don't think of the keyboard is what I understood from people. But then I did read some stuff, and it was like, oh yeah, the Pokey chip could be the Pokey chip, and I'm like, okay, that's a common failure point. And so I popped it open, and I looked at it, pulled it out, reseated it so to make sure it would be kind of in there, and it started acting a little different. The keys that were working were different, so I was like, okay, it does seem that every time I pull it out, reseat it, it seems that I get a different random set of keys that seem to work. So I was like, I think I'm onto something here, and so several people, including Fastidious, who sent me this Atari 800 the disk drive, cassette drive, bunch of software. Said, I've seen people bake those, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've actually seen people bake those, and I remember that Adrian from Adrian's Basement, I'm blanking on Adrian's last name right now, someone who I watch do a lot of computer repair on Commodore specifically. Monkey Bananas, what's up? Had I think done that with some memory chips, and the success rate was like, I don't know, like 30% or something. Pretty bad. Not great. So I looked around and got the best advice on Reddit. The best advice for how long to cook it, how long to bake it. So it said bake it at about 300 degrees for 30 minutes. And I tried it, and I was not a believer. I'm like, no way is this going to work. This is so stupid. I'm like, all right, whatever. It worked. It just worked. And so I plugged it in. Instant keyboard access started working again. Now, I know this is like fixing your muffler on your car. Unless you actually fix it, you can strap it up, right? You can strap it up, but, it's probably not going to last long because whatever oxidation is gotten inside the chip. And there's some discussion. If you want to get really deep into the discussion of what people think, go to Reddit once again, and listen to the armchair experts tell us exactly why that works. Some people say it removes moisture. Some people says it reflows the contacts inside the chip. It's just whatever. All I know is that reflowing the solder. So whatever. All I know is whatever allowed it to get the oxidation, because it's in the actual chip itself. Is the circuitry inside of it is like in silica and plastic or whatever. So if whatever has allowed that to be compromised, it's going to continue to be compromised. I mean, I didn't resolve the design flaw or the manufacturing flaw that allowed it to do that to begin with. So it's going to return. So I got to start making plans for a new Pokey chip. But until then, we're going to fart around with this thing. Hey, look what's up, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Friday, Saturday, whatever day it is. We're going to call this your local 8-bit computer club because I cannot find my own local 8-bit computer club. So you're it. Tag, you're it. We're gonna share our projects together. I'll probably give updates on my quest to build my own 8-bit computer game this year. And when I say that, don't get excited. I have never developed a game other than, rudimentary, little basic text adventures for my friends to fart around on, but it's so simple, so simple. I'm no game designer. I'm just a programmer and someone who likes to tinker and who's made their life mission deconstructing things that I appreciate and then trying to make it work for me in my own context. And that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. So what we're going to do is I want you guys to go Moby Games, wherever, look for some Atari 800, not the Atari 800 XL or anything, even though I think there's compatibility there. This is a 48K. This is a 48K Atari 800. The memory is, I've already checked it out. And I'm going to talk about the SIO to PC, which is kind of an option if you can't access a FujiNet right now, which is a little bit difficult to get. Every place I was seeing was going to be from out of the country for me, so it was going to take a while. So I went with a cheaper solution that could be delivered within days, and that's exactly what we did. And I'll tell you what it is. What's up? Oh yeah, it is your local 8-bit computer club, and I want to hear your 8-bit stories. So here is what I picked up. I picked this up for I think like $12. This is a 3D print. And it's just your SIO connection, like your Atari little inputs where you plug in your floppy or cassette or something like that, and just a little chip in here. It's not very big. I've already looked at it. It's and what you do is you got your little micro USB there, and you plug that into your PC. And I was kind of curious about this. These work on serial connections, so that they your devices. Let me get this turned back on here. Let's see if we can get it. So flip that over. So your devices here, you can like daisy chain them, right? So I can plug in my only port here. Hello, friend. And then I can put that runs to the floppy drive, and then that runs the cassette drive, and then in the cassette drive, in the back of the cassette drive, the last bit on my chain, I can just plug this bad boy in. So there you go. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Nylith M. Hope you're having a good Saturday, Sunday. Nope, Friday, Saturday, wherever you're at in the world today. Let me get this plug back in. Well, let me plug it back in through here too. But like I said, it's just a simple little, just a little micro USB in the back there. And just plug that right in. And then you have to have some drivers and some software for your PC or Mac or whatever you're using. At which point in time you can load up. Atari cartridges, and I haven't tried the cartridges yet, but I have been able to load up Atari images, so ATR images. But that was only like $12-15 or something. So $60 for the FujiNet, just for the device itself. Somewhere like between $60 and $70. I looked at like ordering the kit and building some myself, but those people building those things are not making a lot of money, because even if you have to order a whole butt ton of those of the kits for it to be profitable. But the problem for me was that it was just going to take too long to get it. The race says novel idea side scroller where you start on the right and move left through the level. So those are the kind of things I'm thinking about. I would like to make something, a game. Now, let's keep in mind, whatever game I make is going to have to be super simple. We're putting a very short time limit on this thing. We're just going to do like, we're going to use this like, by the end of the year, I hope to have like a proof of concept, an alpha build of something very rudimentary. And we'll go from there. Are your USB notifications going through the stream audio? They may be. Are you hearing it? Because, yeah, probably so. Yeah, I think so. So let me see. I have my, yes, they definitely are, because I've got my device picking up and going straight to there. Yes. Is it bothering you, or is it freaking you out because you're thinking your own USB devices are getting disconnected? Because I know that feeling. All right. So first things first, let's just make sure this thing still works since I've loaded it up. You heard something you thought was yours? Good, because that's what we played the other week. Remember when? What was the name of the game we just played? Salentis recommended the game, and it was really weird. And one of the puzzles, you thought that you switched your screen because you thought you heard Discord, and then you started hearing USBs. What was it called? Fever Meme. Fever Meme is what it was called. Salentis guys playing that, and that was amazing. All right, so let's take a look here at this application that is called Respect QT. I believe there was originally one called Aspect QT, and I think this is like a remaking of that. Let me see if I can show this window on screen so you guys can kind of see what that looks like. Respect Atari, that's it, but it's not showing at the top. Oh, I see why, because I do not have it above. There we go. All right, we're going to do that. And actually, what I would like to do is get rid of that transform that's on it, because I obviously have some clipping here. Let's see, reset transform. Here we go. And this is what the application looks like that we have for the other side. So what you can do is, I've configured a few things, but here are our potential devices that we have. It is currently connected to my Atari. See this little connection thing here? And it goes into that USB, that micro USB. And what we can do is we can set up, we can just load up, let's just load up Pac-Man, because I think I've already done that one. And we'll do that. So now I basically have pretended like I've loaded up the Pac-Man in a real floppy disk. Remember, all I've done is I've installed a driver. I plugged in that SIO to PC on the last chain. I've turned the rest of the cassette, and I've turned the other floppy disk off so that when it boots, it'll boot to that. And now I've attached my image, and I am connected at this rate. And then all I've got to do is turn off my computer, and the Atari by default will try to load up through the devices. You can hear it reading the data, and if you see here, flip down at the bottom is showing how fast it's reading through the different tracks. Nyla says, "Oh, it has printer emulation too." Yeah, and you can redirect that to a real printer on your PC, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, Nihilith, it seems neat, very similar to Fuji functionally, if it can access the net too. I don't believe it can access the net. I'm not sure about that part. Of course, that is a big. No, actually, there does seem to be a network connection function that I have not looked at yet. That's also actually a really interesting topic we'll eventually have to get to. And one of the reasons why is because I wonder what protocols they're using to access the internet. But as you can tell here, we've loaded up our disk, and the software loaded up just fine. And if you look over here, well, let's take a look over on this side. Flip around if you don't mind. Thank you. You can see that just like in the other Atari games, Atari systems, you have to start the game, you got your option, select, and start function buttons. So if you're coming more from a Commodore or Tandy or something like that, that may be seeming a little bit different, but whatever. So let's just play just a Pac-Man just real quick, and remember what a maze game feels like. I'm amazed. And let's see if the audio works as well. Oh, I also have I got a cable that allows me to plug into Composite, and I'm running that through my RetroTink. Is that right, RetroTink? I think that's right. All right, let's see. We can select through 1-player, 2-player game. Press select for 1-player game. Now we set to 1-player game. Press options to change difficulty. What is the option set to now? It's set to strawberry, orange, apple. I don't know what these different things mean. Ooh, we got a key. Are those the bonus things that you can get, like the little hoppy things and stuff? Let's start at cherry. Let's start at cherry level. And then we just press our start button. Hey, it's Pac-Man! David Eggers, what's going on? How I'm playing this? I'm really doing it up. I'm really modern. I'm really retro modern in this thing because I'm using my Atari, was it the CX40 Plus? Which allows me to plug in a regular 9-pin adapter to the front of this bad boy. Which I think you can see right there, right? And so you plug that right in there, and then you're wireless. We're living in both. We're living our best life. Playing on the original hardware. Getting all the modern niceties, and pretty inexpensively, too. Well, if you have it. I mean, if you already have the Atari 800 that's functional, it's pretty inexpensive. Puppy Kitten Child says, are there any donkeys in Donkey Kong? So I do. I actually have some carts and some floppy disk, and Donkey Kong is one of them. Yeah. So if you, so Nihilith, if you order from the Atari that currently exist, you can order these controllers. I think they're like $30 or something, but they'll come with a 9-pin wireless adapter as well as a USB adapter so you can plug it into other devices, such as your Atari VCS or PC, Mac, Linux machines. But these are really good quality controllers too. They work pretty well. Right, there actually was some Atari wireless controllers, but yeah, what is this voodoo magic? I mean, and it's pretty quick too. Now I have seen when Atari released their Pac-Man edition. We'll have to get that out as well. Pac-Man edition Atari 2600 Plus. I did read where some people were saying that the lag is bad on the wireless controller, and I'm like, or maybe just maybe you suck because I had no trouble at all with Pac-Man. So, or maybe I'm compensating enough. Who knows? David Eckers plugs into your VIC-20. It will plug into your VIC-20. It sure will. And I got a VIC-20 right behind me. It needs a little work, but it functions for the most part. We may be doing some of that in our your local 8-bit computer club. I'd like for you guys to share any projects you're working on too. We'll start trying to make at least a little bit of time each. For now, it'll be every Friday night between maybe 6:30 and 8:30 for now, until we find maybe a place that makes that a little more comfortable. We'll see how this works. Maybe it'll be longer, maybe it'll be shorter. Did you see that power pill didn't really disappear right away? It kind of hung around a little longer. Interesting. Maybe I should have played a little harder. I mean, I'm not really facing too much challenge here against this version of Pac-Man. But that's okay. And I'm not really trying to go for no high score or anything. Oh, wow, okay, so off screen he got me. He must have stopped flashing about the time I was off screen. And that's fine. Project, I can't take any more winter, says Shake Buster. You ready for the springtime, are you? You ready for a little springtime? Yeah, I'm not gonna get those ghosts. Yeah, maybe I'm just not sensitive to lag. They're right through right. Well, I'll share the links to the SIO to PC that I picked up, as well as the Atari CX40 Plus. And what else did we pick up? Oh, and the video cable too. I picked up for fairly inexpensive, so I didn't have to worry about hooking up through my RF adapter, even though that's where I've had this machine set up for the most part, on my TV in the other room. It does fine. Little composite. It's not great, but it's all right. It's all right. I'm not really going for high scores here, by the way. I'm just trying to see how many screens I can clear. Also seeing how the ghosts are responding to my just my patterns I'm trying to take on. Also trying to figure out if the aspect ratio is where I want it to be. Nuka, what is up? Greets. Shank says, Michigan equals no bueno winter. Oh, no bueno winter. Oh. How do you feel like your Pac-Man skills are currently? What do you think? What do you think? How you feeling about your Pac-Man skills? You played lately? How's the audio mix too? Do you want more Pac-Mans? I don't think any more Pac-Man there. Pew, 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 pew. Wah. Don DeGosa, are you hanging around or are you lurking right now? Sounds good to you, David Akers? Good. Mix-wise, yeah. Brought up a little bit. Just in case some of those other people. So there you go. So that's you know, works pretty good. That like I said, very inexpensive. I want to say it was like it was like $15. Little unit, 3D box, 3D printed box and everything, and then you just download the software. It's free. A little from column A, a little from column B. Real easy. I was a little concerned. Because I wasn't sure exactly if I would have to, because I got these instructions with it, right? And it kind of jumps around a little bit, but it's taken from this website, which I'd already seen, Atari Projects, which is pretty cool, right? It's a pretty cool little website, you know, and it talks about the Respect QT. It used to be what was it called? Aspect QT or something like that. And so, you know, I was a little concerned at first. I think this must be the XL, but this is supposed to be functional, I believe, with any of the 8-bit computers, the Atari computers. So, and I was a little concerned that maybe I'd have to put it like as the only device, because one of the things I wanted to kind of play around with, if I can have multiple devices turned on at once, I can load up a DOS version, because I have real floppy disk, right? I've got some real floppy disk, and I've been wanting to, you know, take some of these files off these floppy disks. This is a double density. See the notches on both sides. Little 5 1/4. So I was hoping maybe I could pull some of these files off, and or maybe make some new ones. I got some more floppy disks laying around. And so the only way I could really do that to physical media would be to either have something that allowed me to hook this up to a a drive, or to my PC. But since they're both in the chain, I should, if I load up a drive utility, such like the disk operating system, I should be able to copy from one to the other, because this application does allow you to do saves, and allows you to mount folders too. I'm not sure exactly what I have to do with that just yet, but it will allow me to to mount a folder as a disk, so I should be able to write to it. Zula says, sir, I believe we were told to not copy that floppy. But the point was that I need the proof of concept, because the idea eventually would be to test it on real hardware, the application or game that we design, and then distribute it on a floppy disk. Maybe not like wide or nothing, but it's some of our friends and stuff, as a little novelty, who may have an Atari. So we're just thinking. Nihilus says, I think you can plug your 1050 straight into the PC via the SiO2 PC, and there's an app that can access the drive directly. You're probably correct, because so that's kind of what I'm doing now, right? I'm plugged in. The SiO2 PC is actually plugged into my cassette right now. Um, so I'm not sure exactly how I haven't got my head wrapped completely around it, but I'm sure it is possible. Um, but yeah, that's the that's the plan anyway. Mitsula, I believe if you shout making copies, it negates the don't copy that floppy rule. Making copies. But yes, the 1050, similar to the Commodore the Commodore floppy drive, that big ugly thing. The reason why these things are so freaking huge is because they have a 6502 on board, right? They got the maybe I guess it's 6510. I suppose I'd take a look, but it's the 6502 chip, whatever model it is. But I believe this one has a complete one in it as well, because it loads up everything. As a matter of fact, if you load DOS, you plug it in here, and I believe it actually loads into the memory on the drive before it sends over to the computer. I don't know that for a fact, but that kind of makes the most sense to me in what I've seen, how they've kind of thought through these procedures. All right, so I don't have a way to pick, like, if you guys start suggesting some Atari 800 games, I don't have a way to like spin through a list. But I need to do that, because we will start doing some requests as we go along. So meanwhile, until you guys figure out some Atari games we can play, we'll listen to Pac-Man in the background, and I want to set up a screen while we do this. I don't want a scene. I want just a... Oh no, you're so dead, dude. Let's see. I want some text, and I want it to be called stream title. Meep, 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 meep. I'm gonna call it your local. That's not how you spell it. Oh, that's good. 8-bit computer. Oh. You try to type when you got a big microphone in your face. Now we'll do it like that. And I think I will do all uppercase, because I'm a weirdo, and I think I'll select a font, and I think I'll pick a retro font. I surely have a retro font already plugged in, right? Come on, Brian. I know you got a retro font here. What do you think I called it? Retro font? What do you think? I don't know. It's got to be here somewhere. Bruce Lee says time to go. So, all right, we'll take a look to see if we can play some Bruce Lee. Let's see if I got that in our collection. I think we should make it comics. I think we should really be of the mindset of the local computer club, and we're going to use a Comic Sans font. I think that that mixes a couple of things all together, right? I think that's going to be what we're going to do. Yeah, that's right. And then let's get our alignment here and center. And there we go. Outline, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to put a transform on that thing. Transformers, more than meets the eyes. Let's take this transform, and we'll copy that one. And we'll then paste the transform on this one. OBS talk. And that didn't do anything. That's fine. And we'll just do this then. We'll just drag it. What am I? What am I, professional? Come on. It's your 8-bit computer club. Got the wrong line there too. Nope. Where are you at there, stream title? There you go. Yeah. We need something pixelated though. Thank you so much for the follow over there. Rack Shift. Almost said the other word. What's up? All right, let's take a look here. Let's look up this Bruce Lee to see if I got a Bruce Lee we could throw in here. I'm still. So all right, let's pretend. Let's think through this. Let's think through this. We're going to play some Bruce Lee. Maybe a fighting game should be where our head should be at for this. Maybe that'll be the type of game we design. Oh, I mentioned how much I hate how Windows decides to group things together. Bruce Lee. Boop, 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 boop. Where you at, Bruce? I should just type it in. That would probably be the easiest thing to do. Bruce Lee's Return. Oh, there's a Datasoft version too. I wonder what the difference is. We're gonna load up the one that just says Bruce Lee. All right, let me put that there. Oh, welcome in, Rent a Killer. Thank you so much for the resub. What's up, Rent a Killer? How's your Friday Saturday going? Let's get this loaded up as we've been doing. All right. Pac-Man Datasoft, it looks like. Pac-Man, and let's turn it, let's flip it. Let's take a look here. Let's, I think what I'll do is we'll kind of make it a little smaller so we can see both, but we'll watch it down there. All right, we got the image in there. We're connected. We're now going to turn the machine off, and we're going to turn the machine back on, and we should see some data flying down at the bottom. Here's some data coming in. Oh, and Space Taxi. Oh, interesting. I'll have to try that one as well. I wonder what the speed is in this thing. It's got to be, I'm also worried about the compatibility. It's got to be, I wonder how fast this is reading and writing. Oh, okay. Did I not change? Oh, I didn't change it. I thought I changed it. Did I not? Maybe I didn't. Okay. All right. I thought I changed it. Shows you what I know. All right. Let's try that again. Oh, it's an ATX file. I'm not sure what the difference is there. All right. Dud Germ says Bruce Lee a hidden gem, I think. All right, let's check it out. Interesting. Look how it's loading up these tracks. A little different than Pac-Man. I'm not sure if it's glitching out here. I have a feeling it is. Let's read. It looks like it's looping through the same things over and over again. I'm not sure what an ATX file is. It may look like it's resetting. Okay, so that's fine. I'm not really familiar with this ROM set I have, so we're going to try a couple of things and see if we can get it to work. But thank you to Tondagosa for getting us our first game of the night for our research into what kind of game genre we want to do for our 8-bit game we're going to try to do later this year. Let's see. This is the Datasoft version. Oh, there's multiple discs. Okay, so I wonder if you just load up that first disc or how that works. Unsure, so let's find out. Looks like you can then load next software disk. All right, let's try this one. Let's see how this works. Try booting while holding on the option if you aren't already. I might have to do that. That's interesting. I also wonder if something's went wonky too. I didn't change anything, did I? I don't think so, but I will hold down the option button. I think, let's see. I think there's some compatibility modes you can also do with this. Let's see. Let's see what the options are with this. This is a boot tool image. Next time you boot, enable happy compatibility. The drive is in happy mode. I don't know what that is, but we'll try that. Interesting. Okay. So far, no luck with that particular one. I wonder if you have to have, I wonder if you look at it like a folder or something. Let's check it out that way. There may be some tricks that I don't know. So that's a folder image. And we can actually see what's in that folder image, I believe, by going show the properties. But you guys can't see it, but it shows me a bunch of ATR folders. Atari DOS, and it's supposed to boot to Atari DOS 2.5, or file systems. We can choose other DOSes. All right, let me see. You guys can't see this window, but I'll bring this window up real quick too. Let's see. What's that? Where'd it go to there, Tom? Okay, so here is our other menu for our options. Down at the bottom, we can choose from Atari, DOS 1, 2, 2.5, no 3. You've got MyDOS and Sparta DOS. People do like the Sparta. Oh, nothing is listed when you do it that way. Wonder if it's not compatible. Wonder if I have to have these images somewhere as well. I haven't configured anything for that. Maybe MyDOS is the kind that is like, oh hey, I'm like the default. Ooh, Grid Runner is a great one. I actually think I may have had that one on floppy disk. The Wraith. Okay, so we're getting a non-boot, a boot era on that way. So, yeah, we're just kind of feeling around for a second here. But I think I'll try something different if this doesn't work. But I think this. I'm gonna try one more thing. SXFD. What is that? What kind of file is that? I'm gonna turn the happy mode off. Allow me to do it. So let's try that. Okay, so that worked. Okay, so there was actually in the other, there was two files I had with that, and one had, I guess, like an index file called XFD. Not sure about that. Avian, thank you so much. Teacher, can I leave? My brain is full. You must stay. You must stay. Nihilus is a disorder, the CX40. Thanks for the heads up. Right now, I have the big quick shot sticks. Do I have a quick shot? I think I'll have to bring that in during the next ad break. I'll run quickly when we have another ad break and grab that. I'll see what I'll bring my other controller and bring in some of those applications. So type A key for Bruce Lee, which is the only thing here. So let's do that. Oh, okay, it's loading up some data now. All right. As you can see, it's counting over those little sectors. It's trucking right along, loading in the data. Sounds like Choplifter. Avian, what have you been doing, man? Choplifter! What you been up to? Tondo, what you got planned for this weekend? You've been streaming on Saturdays and Sundays for sure. What you got planned for this weekend? We're going to be doing that this next week's Play Retro episode. We're doing Star Trek Borg, and so I'm kind of excited about that. Our final game for Full Motion February, or as some people call it, FMVuary. Boy, this is quite the game. We are loading up some serious bites in this thing. We're still in track 6, and I mean, it is filling the memory up. But we do have 46K. I am curious if this is like in some kind of glitch, or if it is actually doing something. Because it still says it's in track 6, but it is walking through the memory, I'm assuming. But, it's also a floppy disk, so, what do you expect? Zoe says the answer to life, the universe, and everything is Choplifter. Avian says not to be that guy. Okay, I am. It's not that Bruce Lee, I assume. What? It's got to be Bruce Lee. That's the same Bruce Lee, right? Tana says I was already planning Borg soonish, but I'm doing Star Trek Klingon. That was the one I originally wanted Scott to do, and I think I have a copy here of that game, and Scott was like, I've asked him a couple of times, it's just never seemed interested in it, but I always thought it was great. I thought that was a weird one. That was the other FMV game, but I never played the Borg, so that one was also a curiosity. This says 130K. I don't know what it's tracking through, but I don't think this is working. I know floppy disk can be slow, but this seems exceptionally slow, and it seems kind of like it's just tracking up here, and I'm wondering what it's actually doing. So I think think maybe time for us to move on. Amy says, Brian, wait, Scott is somewhat contrarian. You don't say. And also, if you guys have a actually, I'm gonna look because this ROM set I had was just one I had laying around, right? And so I may check real quick. I may check in some of my other ROM sets. We'll just listen to the countdown or count up. Oh yeah, the race says some C64 games took actually 30 minutes to load from tape. Absolutely. Absolutely. That does happen. We've got some brutal combat as brutal karate. Okay. No shade at Scott. I am very contrarian. You know, Randy says I'm a contrarian, and I don't see myself as a contrarian. He's like, you just want to just. I'm like, no, I just, I'm not contrarian. I don't want to argue. Actually, I find that I hate conflict. But I will point out things if I think something is odd. I'm like, well, that doesn't seem right. Does that seem right to you? And I wouldn't say that's contrarian as much as just inquisitive. It's like, I don't know if I think that. I think we need to have a discussion. Thomas says, I gotta set up Atari 800 XL for some Game Request. Not sure how popular it was. Yeah, I have a 600 XL, which may pop out next time in our local 8-bit computer club. But currently, this is one I've been checking out. Oh, was it really? So it was one. Oh, Tana says that Atari 800 XL is one of the main things Mister was built for. I didn't know that. Bruce Lee, Atari 800. I want to play this. I want to play it, dadgummit. Oh man, this looks fantastic. So let's take a look here. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna load up. It is just still just a tracking, and I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it. Let's see here. It does sound like it does remind me of Choplifter, though. It's kind of, there's something kind of relaxing about it, right? Something kind of a little bit relaxing. All right, so I have a new ROM. I'm gonna turn this off. Got a new ROM. Friend. Oh, hello, friend. Welcome in. Fruitbat24. Oh, hi. Welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're having a good Friday, Saturday, wherever in the world you are. We're just trying a little bit of 8-bit computer clubbing tonight. In the club. The club can't even handle me right now, I think I think that's right here anyway. So there you go. Let's try this image here. This is a version 2 of this. I think this might go by a little faster. Let's see here. This seems more normal so far. We're not in some kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm lying. What emu is this? Well, let me tell you, FaZe, what the emu is. This is the emu that is the Atari 800. So, what's up, FaZe 101? Got to give a shout out to our good friend FaZe 101, our new friend on the internet. I did hook up my Atari 800, and I have an SIO 2 PC, and we are using Respect QT for our virtualized floppy, and we're loading up an Atari image. So this is the deal. This is the deal, right? And we're piping this through on our RetroTink 5X, and so we're having a good time. Oh yeah, that's right. This is another one brings back the memories. Yeah, all right. This is by request from Tonda Gosa, who we'll give shout outs to very shortly. All right, look at this. We have a I'm curious. I think maybe I was looking beforehand on the RetroTink how I wanted to do the horizontal sampling. No problem. Let me see. So I was trying to do the horizontal sampling at the generic 4x3. I think I was also using fill. So we could go to 512. 512 would be a high res. I don't think that's where it's going to be. I think it's going to be maybe in the post-processing. No. Oh, it's the output resolution. That's right. We're doing a fill. I wonder if we did it over. All right, so overscan is probably what we want. Oh, my bad. We need to do the overscan, which you'd expect on a TV. All right. The capture card versus an actual TV. The Avian, yeah, this is an actual Atari. Yeah, this is the actual Atari 400 rocking right now. It's going, yeah. Avian says, oh, well, I feel derpy now. You saw it as a programmer, not as a video game. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, what? Avian? Nice. Yeah, there you go. Mayor Chief says, I played many hours of Bruce Lee on my Commodore 64. Don't mind me. We'll now go sit in the corner and beat my head. No, you're doing great, Avian. I think you're doing fan-frickin-tastic. All right. So I got option 1 player. We're using our CX40 Plus, which allows us to do wireless, plugged in through the Real Deal over here. So we got our little plug there. Let's make sure it's activated. There we go. All right, let me see if I can remember how to play this. We gotta do some selecting here. Computer opponent. So we're gonna 1 player. Our computer is gonna be the opponent, and we're now gonna start. Datasoft presents Bruce Lee by Ron J. Fortier. Avian, come in. All right. Oh, look at this. This is hot. I think I did play this on the Commodore 64. All right. Interesting. All right. What is this guy? All right. Not a lot of guy's kicking my trash. So the little ninja guy, he's a little shorter than me. But then we got the master over here, green guy. All right, let's see if we can. All right, I just grabbed whatever that is. So am I trying to get all the lights or something out here? Let's see. See, this is the kind of stuff we need to be looking at for our program too. So, you know, how would our, so I'm looking back in the back. I'm seeing some tile mapping, right? Got those buildings and things back there, or the little structures, little tile mapping there. Did the 800 have? Did the standard 800 have hardware sprites? I know you probably would on the Commodore, and also look, it's keeping track. Is the only move I got this flying kick? No, I got some sweeps too. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. I think I got some sweeps. He's a Japanese Hulk. Look how oh, look at me. Oh, I'm able to duck down. There we go. All right. I've taken falls. What's my score look like? All right. Oh, Maber Cheese says, I believe this was used for Guess My Game. Was it? It probably was. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's another. Okay, so you gotta time it just right. Just hitting them is not going to do it. Ah, okay. So that's what I was doing wrong. I was trying to hit him too close. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, and then you got punchies. I got you. Okay, so we got some punchies here. Then you got. Okay. This is actually pretty robust. More than I would have thought for the 800. All right. Oh, absolutely not, Avian. So, Brian, maybe you want to hold the cards close to the chest, but what kind of game do you want to build? That's actually where we're at now. So, the energy behind this comes from the desire as the 12-year-old me was trying to understand what all I was typing in those typing games and the games I was playing, that led me on a lifelong journey of learning how to program, but I never did anything as interesting as circling back around to designing video games. Now, I've played many video games, played them all my life when I fight about it. And I've had concepts for games, but but I've never actually gone through the process of sitting down and building one. Now, I have built many applications, user interfaces. I've dealt with, the back ends, and I understand gaming. I've researched it from time to time in my spare time, going, well, how did those work? How does that work? And I've always paid a special attention when I've played video games, in what's going on. And so I've got a lot of understanding of the high level stuff and how video games are made, and I have a desire to make one. There's no secret. I'm not worried about losing steam, because really everything that I'm planning on doing is just something simple. But I want it to be some game mechanics that are, I don't want to overly. I'm not gonna build a game that is gonna be overly complex that will discourage me. I want to develop something simple, and I want to look around. So when I played Gorf the other week, when we played Gorf for the Play Retro show, I was impressed now. Not as much back then. I just enjoyed the game, but I always saw it as kind of like, oh, Gorf is kind of like it's a mix of other games. They just kind of ripped it off, but I liked it and I thought it was fun. So I kind of see myself maybe taking kind of taking that approach. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm instead going to try to see what's already out there, research what it is, build something simple, and then put my own spin on it. So I'm going to try to stand on the shoulders of greatness without stealing, but borrowing, right? Scott says, Gallscamp says, Scott was talking about your flexible thumb. Let's see them. I have what's called hitchhiker's thumb. So that means that top joint there goes back further. So it's good for bug mashing. Well, the Wraith Pong was actually the first game I ever played, the Atari Pong. My dad brought that little black box home from Kmart, and yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I want to keep. I don't know if I want to be as simple as Pong, but maybe like this. This is way too complicated. This is great, and maybe I could take aspects of it and go. I think I just want to see if I can make a character like Donkey Kong would be kind of cool, right? But maybe a simplified Donkey Kong. Maybe single screen, climbing up ladders, keeping it simple. Platforming maybe outside of what I'd want to do, because you have to consider like gravity and stuff. But then again, something like Pitfall might be kind of cool. Not terribly complex, but maybe the screen to screen, maybe only develop 5 screens or something. Nothing as robust as what they have with Pitfall, but something simple like that, just running from one side. Get a counter up there, kind of learn some of that, because I'm also gonna be having to learn assembly as we go along. So, and I've got to understand whatever system I decide upon. I've got to make a plan, right? Pebble Kitten Trousers, I keep thinking of a cross between Pac-Man and Donkey Kong. It's Karate Champ. I loved Karate Champ. That was great. Eclectic Gamer says Son of Pong. Was that a thing? If it wasn't, it needs to be. Base confirms. Agree with you. The best way is to start simple. Do I remember karate? Karate I loved. Karate Champ was amazing. That might, that's the things. The things I remember in my head is like, oh yeah, Karate Champ was pretty simple. But then let's actually take a look at that. We had a couple of recommendations. I need somebody to write the ones down in the chat room that we did. I need a better system. FaZe says Donkey Kong is not simple, although it looks simple. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to see. That's the thing I need to. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm researching right now. So I just looked at this game. This is Bruce Lee. Amazing game. I could tell you already, though, that's a lot. Just trying to imagine how I would program that. That would be a lot. That'd be way outside the scope of what we're doing. International Karate. That's a great one. The Wraith, is it called the same? Is that the same thing? International Karate is the same thing as the other one. So yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do. Separate what I think are simple game mechanics to what the actually, what the actual game logic would be. How far does it go in? Because it can seem simple. Like Space Invaders, that's a truly simple game, right? It's still complex, but if you think of the game loop, it stays pretty simple. And should be manageable. And as a matter of fact, if you look at tutorials on 8-bit gaming, lots of times they'll start you on something like Space Invaders, right? It's very simple, screen to screen. You got repeatable patterns that just back. You're basically doing the same thing over and over again, and there's a lot of built-in things for like shooting missiles and that kind of stuff from that era. So yeah, I don't think that would be as bad. But once again, I got to figure out the game mechanics, dig a little deeper. I also want to have a little bit of story in there, not much, but just a little bit, just so it's not a tech demo. I don't want it to be a tech demo. Oh hi, 8-bit fun night. That's right. Welcome in before Tank Girl. I brought in my Atari 800. Thank you so much to Fastidious who sent this to us. And all we had to do was bake it a little bit. It was pretty good. It was a little dirty. I had to clean it out. That's okay. It's set in the garage for a while, and that's fine. That's what happens. I got in there. I knew beforehand I got it. I was told it was dirty. That get it, do it. And I was like, yeah, I'll put the energy in. Faye says Space Invaders is very difficult. You need 56 sprites in the Commodore 64. Yeah, that's true too. But when I say Space Invaders, and I don't mean doing Space Invaders, I mean like doing a Gorf. Not nearly as many sprites, right? Kind of do what Gorf did for Space Invaders. Also very complicated, but they wrote it in 4th, I believe. And so it's still going to be a curve. It's definitely going to be something I'm going to have to think about. And I'm going to run it. It's going to be a lot of drama along the way. I'm going to have made mistakes, and I'm going to have to back out. I'm going to have to backtrack stuff. So I'm sure I'm going to make some stupid mistakes. But that's part of learning, right? I'm just going to try not to. I'm going to set myself up for success. So I'm going to reach a little bit farther out than I'm comfortable, but not much further than that, right? I'm not going to let feature creep in either. It's going to be like, it does this, it does that, and that's it. Nothing else. Because my hands are going to be full. I mean, from trying to make decisions about, do I want to add a little music at the beginning, like they do in a lot of Commodore 64 games? Am I going to have to write that music? Am I going to have to, how do I start the game? It's probably going to be a single player game because I don't want to have anything more complicated than that. How long is the game going to be? What's the game loop? So there's a lot of things to think about. Faye says Breakout, Pong, Pac-Man style are simple. Yeah, I was thinking that a maze game might be pretty simple. That was actually going to be some of my first test, just running a character from one side of the screen to the other, and collecting dots and putting up a scoreboard. Maybe have some simple walls, maybe just like a track or something, just so that I can put all the logic in place of the collisions and pathing and that sort of stuff, and maybe do a little bit of the graphics and stuff and understanding how all that works to start with. So I've been thinking about that. So yeah, not Half-Life 3 then. Absolutely not. Avian says, I was thinking, can the game be plotted out with a simple decision tree? I think that's a great idea, actually. I think that's actually probably what I'll end up doing. That's, yeah. Use the trivia game I sent you and change the questions. Ooh, that's good. I like that, too. Oh, I'm all about that. Man, like half of my programming life, I've been called in so many times to jobs where someone has abandoned some software or has left the company or what, and I have to go in and reverse engineering. If you're going to be a programmer, you're going to find yourself lots of times not being at a place where it's like, we're going to write something brand new and you're going to be involved and you're going to get to design it. That's very rare. That's not something you usually do. Usually what most of my work is getting in there and reverse engineering stuff to add features. Four Tinker says, just check your spelling on the answers. No way, man. No way, man. Yep. Phase. Yeah, that thing of the maze you mentioned is good for beginner. Yep. Yeah, right. Even write something brand new. Dear Lord, right from scratch, dude. But I mean, there's all kinds of stuff I'm gonna have to take in consideration. It's like, am I gonna build my? Okay, so we're talking about 8-bit computers, not talking about like game engines like we have now, where you can just. It's still complicated, but they've removed a lot of the lower level stuff, right? So you don't have to worry about a lot of the lower level logic. And so when I do this, yeah, I'm still thinking through it. I'm going to write something brand new. Anyway, where was I going with that? I had a point, and then I lost it. And this is where I write stuff down. Planning actually during this is probably not the best idea, because what I do is I kind of pitch some stuff out there and hear it come out of my mouth, and then I go, oh, that's a bad idea. And then I can, so that helps. You guys helping me with putting it out there and then realizing what a mistake that part is. Basic or ASM? Yeah, I'm going to do assembly. I hope. Yeah, if I want to do it, yeah. I'm hoping assembly. I've been studying assembly for the last 3 months, kind of off and on. So I'm getting more comfortable with it. Like I said, I've been programming since I was 12 years old, and I've done it professionally since I was in my early 20s, in a lot of different languages. So, hi, Captain Kipper. So I have a lot of understanding, but assembly is different. I'm having to do a lot more looking up stuff, but it's it's not complicated. It's not hard. It's just it's different, right? It's different. Captain Kipper says, this is a great game, Atari or the C64. Welcome in, Captain Kipper. We are playing this on our Atari 800 using the SIO to PC. And this one was recommended by Tandagasa. All right. What was he going to look at next? Yeah, definitely have to think differently. Got to think different. All right. Let's see what else we have in here. So I'm thinking that maybe the ROM set I have is not the greatest. So probably going to have to back up on that part. What time is it? Can I run grab? Is it time for an ad yet? What's the ad breaks look like? I mean, I could always run an ad break. Wow, I'm not seeing any ads right now. Wow, it says the ad starts in 1 hour and 47 minutes. That is interesting. That is fascinating. Oh, Avian had a suggestion. Yes, Avian. What was the game that you said? Was it International Karate? Was that one, or was it something else? Oh, Space Taxi. Do it after Avian. Okay, we'll do Space Taxi after Avian. Avian, what did you recommend that we play? No, you should stay awake with us. Karate Champ. All right, so let me get Karate Champ loaded up. Let's take a look at Karate Champs. You're a Karate Champ. The one good thing is I'm not afraid to fail. Ooh, we got Karate Master too. Interesting. What is so many karate games? So we got Karate Champ, Little Rascal. I don't know what that means. But let's get this one pulled up. And we'll bring up our little window again, our little interface. This is known as, was this the Respec T, or Respec QT is what it's actually called. I guess it's built on QT. All right, let's, we said Karate, the K, Karate Champ. All right, got that loaded up in there now. Says it is a 13 kilobyte image, right? 102 sectors. All right, and so it says K file. I wonder what that means. Faye says, well, if you want, I can guide you and you won't fail. We all need a guide. I love that idea. That's a fun idea. Poor Tank Girl says, I want to see you play the winter games. I said, yes. Well, like I said, look at this. Is brought to you by G. Bush, by Little Rascal. Look at that. Is this the one you were thinking of? Because if it is, I hope so. I hope this is the one you were thinking of. I have a feeling it wasn't. But I love this one. Look at this. Karate Champ. Is it Karate Champ 2? It's got that. Good night, Zoe. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It was so good to see you. Please be safe out there. Avian says, wait, is Winter Games the one where you did downhill ski and if you hit a gate or crash for whatever reason, it said, my leg, my leg? I don't remember that, but I love it. All right, let's see. So before Tank Girl, actually my 1541 was acting ganky, so I ordered some new belts for it, so I'm planning on replacing those. So we're gonna international karate. Maybe we should try international karate. Interesting. I don't think this is even working right now anyway. Oh, well, oh boy, look at that. It just freaked out. I'm not terribly impressed with this collection here. I'll get it working. I'll get it working over the weekend. I was actually planning on tackling that tomorrow for Tank Girl. Let's see. Let's try. Was it called International? Wasn't it called either one, International Karate or Karate Champ? Wasn't it called both of those things? Let me see. Let me clear my throat. I feel like maybe there might be some software tweaks or some settings I need to do in the respec software, because I've seen there's some options. And so maybe that is the problem. I love international karate. International karate. Let's see. And I think we can grab this from. Yeah, I think we can. I think there's a dump of this one actually on Atari Mania, if I remember correctly. So we'll just throw that in there. International karate. Houdini 7, what's up? Yes, International Karate was one of the best 8-bit games, Commodore 64 and Atari. I love it so much. Houdini 7, absolutely. We did not start without you. We did not. We've been waiting for you, and we're glad to see you're here and safe. International Karate. All right. Oh, got unsaved changes. Do you want to save it? No, I do not want to save any changes written back to disk. Okay, can we start now? Thank Glorb. All right. Look how fast International Karate is like. Bimp. It's like, here, let me load up that loading screen for you. Let me give you a green. Oh, wait a minute, maybe not. Did it just fart on me? Did it just quit? Interesting. Well, let's try it again. Maybe I need to hit some options or something. Spelunker is a great game too. Hit track 9 and it stops. Well then, I guess maybe that wasn't the best one after all. Oh, a beta version. And I may have this one as well somewhere in my collection. Matter of fact, I think I do. International Karate. Captain says, the belt on a 1541 rarely fails. They are a fabric type. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll find out when we get inside it, won't we? It's fabrics. I guess we'll find out. I got that. I got a whole bunch of belts I ordered from this place. It is a deep shade of pea green. Pea green. Let's see here. International Karate. The problem with Atari software is some of it only supports the XL, not the early 48K 100 models. That's one of the things I'm trying to figure out as well. Plus, the formatting of the disc can also be a question. So those are all things I'm trying to learn because I don't know the Atari 800 very well. So I'm still learning. But I do love my alphabet according to this. International Karate. I'm going to type it in because that is too many. International Intruder. What? International Karate Beta. Oh, International Karate Beta. Plus. The plus, everybody knows the plus is the best one. Everybody knows that. Let's plus it. Oh, Bridge Contractors. International Bridge Contractors. What is that? Don't know. All right, let's take a look here. Rolling it back over. Find our ROM. Or Atari file as it was. International Karate Plus. And these are both demos. Okay. Okay. Oh, I might have helped. Cut it off and turn it back on again. Look at this. Atari. Oh, it's the 1300. So it just told me flat out. So that does tell me some things, though. This ROM set said it was for the Atari 800. As that one just told me to get bent, I'm having a feeling that maybe some of these are not right. What is a chaos loader? Oh, it says it's some kind of error at the top too. Okay, so that tells me more about this. That tells me a little bit about this ROM set I have. Doesn't seem to be entirely accurate. And that's one reason why I'm having trouble with some of these. Let's try this one instead. And this one, oh, it's got all the versions on it. So let's get version 4. All right, let's try this one. I have a feeling this one's going to work. Or maybe not. We're still in track 0. Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be I have a feeling that's not right. I have a feeling that, like I said, I have a feeling I'm going to have to look for a different set. All right, and that's 91. I see several of them are 91 kilobytes, and the others are some other sizes. Remove cartridge. So apparently this was a cartridge version that they converted. That's also another problem I run into. People ripping carts and not doing it very well. This says it's the 36K. That's the Era 12. That's version 2. I didn't see a file like last time that was like a total disc. This is a 90K version. Oh, Captain Kipper, you're right. I didn't think about that. You know what? You are so right. I forgot I even had the basic cart in there. Good call. Look, good, very good call. I forgot I still had the basic ROM in here. Did that earlier when we were fiddle farting around. Totally forgot about that. Good call. Like I said, not terribly. Don't have a lot of experience with the Atari 8-bit computers, so that is a good call. So now we got to ask the question, how many times did that screw us up? Apparently at least once. Well done. Look at you, Captain Kipper. Okay, mini games. That makes sense because BASIC probably loads in a very particular part of memory, and it's probably screwing it up. I'm totally not playing Space Taxi going, it's time to... So now I'm curious... Like that first one I had in there, I'm going to go back and see if that was the problem. Interesting. I totally forgot. I'm glad you pointed that out because I had completely forgotten that I even had BASIC in there. This is that first image that was 64K in size, which is definitely not going to work, right? Because we only got 48K here. So let's see what this next one looks like. Also 64K. And that's actually 90K. Well, I guess the second one, though, is only 36K. I don't know if that's relevant to everything or not. This is Cracked by Kirby. Devil's Tower. Holding the Option key down the XL does the same. I wonder if that works So we did see that one works. So I'm just curious. I'm going to fiddle just for a second, then we'll play this Atari. We'll play this game here. All right. So nope, there. We're going to see if this starts without the basic cart in. And then I'm going to try to put it back in there. Okay, so at least went that far. Okay, at least went that far. Let's try putting the basic cart back in. Wah, wah. And let's start it with option to bypass basic. And we got a green screen again. But this is the 800, so it may not be like the XL. Captain says, I am Kilroy. Kilroy. And I have a 600 XL, so we may eventually try something like that too. All right, so my guess is, like you said, don't need basic in there anyway, because it'll launch at a memo pad without that. And I actually have a software disk version of a later version of basic that's later than this, the cart. But this is what we had plugged into the left cartridge of this thing, right? All right. Eclectic Gamer says, Brian just had a thought. If you make a game, you have to call the scoreboard the high scores. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I actually like it. XL has built-in basics, so that's how you have to disable it. Gotcha. There are 2 right carts. Oh, yeah, there are only 2 right carts. Right. Ever made. Right. Yeah, I think that is what I remember as well. Oh, I love this game so much. Avian, this is one you suggested? Because this is like, man, on my Commodore 64, this thing was like constantly loaded up. It was like constantly loaded up, man. Loved it. All right, let's press start. Fight. All right, let's see if I can remember how to play. All right, there we go. And this is also a game where you had to like, oh wait, I have to like, how do I turn around? Can I even turn around? I'm trying to remember. There it is. You have to do that. That's right. I remember now. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can remember all the moves here, because I used to love this game. Got to turn around now and, oh, just went right out of time? Or did it lock up? I think it may have locked up. Interesting. Oh, okay. That seems to work. Maybe it's ran out of time. This is demo? Oh, this is a demo. White! Cabkeeper says, did you get a new Pokey? I did not. Did we talk about this? Were you here for when I talked about this? I baked it, and it worked. The baking worked. Unusual for... What? What? Look at how it's glitching out. Red. Oh, man. All right. And of course, it could be the Poke Chip, too. But it could be the ROM. It could be many things. All right. Now I'm getting weird input, too. So I don't know. Some jank. Yeah. Yeah, I think a match over. All right. So, oh, man. Yeah. All right, so that's fine. That's fine. It may be, and also could be the ROM. I mean, could be the Poke Chip as well. Like I said, we did bake it in the hopes that that it would be good, but you know, who knows? But this is good. It's good to kind of see what kind of works and kind of doesn't work. All right, so this is another ROM. Oh, okay, look at this. This actually has a block countdown, so maybe this is a little bit better. This is version 3. This one seems to be a little further along. You can turn your soundtrack, sound effects on. Maybe the tape version says Captain Kipper? Could be. I'm not sure about how these were done, so. But Avian back to the decision tree says, I was thinking the decision tree would be relatively simple if you remove things like jumping. Right. Tonda says, did you throw some shrinky dinks in there too? Not this time. And it started playing so well the first time I started playing this. It was really playing well. And then all of a sudden it just really started getting ganky on me. There it is. There it is. I got a full point, baby. That's what I'm talking about. This is always my favorite move. You can like get him just in the right spot and do that roundhouse kick back there right in his face. He didn't block it. It is a good feeling. Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg. White. Oh, I've caught. Used to be able to catch him right when he lands like that. Like, have friends come over and they would jump right in, and you would and you would catch them when they come down with that leg sweep. That was always just the best. Oh, gut punch right to the colon. Right to the colon. Oh, I used to love doing this too. Jump behind your opponent and then punch them with that turn around and punch them right in the back of the head. This is a great fighting game. Oh, Red got me on that one. Look at that. Good job, Red. He's going to come do it. Here he comes. Here he comes. There it is. There it is. A little leg sweep for you. Oh, man. I turned around. Here he comes. Oh, I thought I had him for sure. Oh, I thought I was going to get him with that punch, man. Oh, man. I gotta get some practice in. I haven't done this in a long time. Oh, that's right. I love this part. What is it? What do you do? I forget. Like, do you do your joystick? I forget. What is it? Oh, that's it. Yeah, killed it. Killed it. Killed it. I still got it. That's right, even that no health bar. You connect the pointer, you don't. That's right. It's exactly how that's how the Karate Kid played, right? You get that point, health bar. Who cares about sweep the leg? Did you land the punch? Ah, that's where the points are. That's where the guy throws the flag up. Yeah, come on. Come on, I got you one. I got you one. We fighting in the city? Come on, let's go fight. It's international karate. Red. What a bunch of crap. Hey, look, I got my name in here. Sweet. Look at us. They even had suggested international karate. Man, I love this game. Boy, this is probably a complex game, though. But maybe if we just did one screen. So let's think about that for a minute. If we just did one screen, didn't have a background change or anything, because that would be so much work to do on the art, which is beautiful. But let's just think about the game mechanics. It's pretty complex. Pretty complex. I'd be interested to look at the code of this. I'm just trying to digest all of it. Yeah, Avius is right. One background graph chart initials are bad. That's bad, my man. Yeah, my initials are bad. Gold Cash is very smooth for 8-bit. You better believe it. Arnold, Antone, Amos, very good. 8-bit version of Thomas Was Alone. Ooh. Probably Andrew says Avian. Is that the right time frame? Burk. All right, what was going to do next? This was a speed taxi? What'd you say it was, Tanda? Karateka was ported to. Yeah, Karateka was so good. Was it ported to this? Oh, I love Karateka. Man, give me some Prince of Persia Karateka stuff. Man, that's some good stuff. Arturo. Vortico needs a cool middle name like Arturo. Space Taxi, says Captain Kipper. That's right. Space Taxi. All right, we're learning some stuff here. All right, maybe our ROMs will work better now that you guys have, since Captain Kipper set us straight. This is a banger, man. I love this music. It's absolutely the best. Graph Truck says, it's R2. It's got to be R2. Come on. It's got to be R2. I just let this run just on my Commodore. Thanks, I was in the middle of an enduro run, says Tanda. Oh, is there an actual ad starting? All right. Now might be a good time for me to run to the other room and grab those floppies and tapes and stuff. when this ad starts. Fruit by none. So, Cap Giver, resub the prime. Welcome on in. Oh, the ad's already started. All right, so maybe I can run in now. Let's do that. Here, while you enjoy International Karate for a second, I'm going to run and grab the floppies and cassettes that Fastidious sent us. And I got to get my drives working so that we can also look at the stuff that Before Tank Girl sent us. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm back. Oh, okay. All right. Like I promised, man, we got the Donkey Kong on the cart Kong. What else we got here? We got some Rampage, and these are all left carts. What else got? Some quicks. Anybody play some quicks on your Atari? I always like the backs of these carts. Are pretty cool. This music is fast, used to the 50 hertz. PAL version says the Wraith. This is how I remember it, so I'm not sure about this one. This was an Epic's. I like their little logo in the back, though. Got some football. Are you ready for some football? Got some music composer. Maybe we'll compose some music with this thing. It's a computer program, if you didn't know. Computer program. And it goes on like that for a while. Got some Dig Dug. Got some Miss Pac-Man. Oh, Miss Pac-Man. One of my faves. Super Breakout. Joust. It's a pretty good Joust, actually. I got the Pac-Man. I got the real Pac-Man. Matter of fact, I think that's what we should do. You can't not fire up the Pac-Man cart, right? I mean, you can't not do that. I mean, what are we like? Savages? I mean, come on. So let's take a look at this. This is a cart, of course. Do I need to do anything special? No, it should load it first. Look at that. Bam! No loading time at all. And this is the Pac-Man we played earlier that we loaded up on our SI2 PC. Yeah. We live in a society. All right, look at that. Perfect. Look at that. All right. Don't you love carts? Carts are like, hey, I'm just gonna access that memory right from the cart. I'm just gonna go right to it, right? What about some Miss Pac-Man? And also, these have some really good dust covers. And look at all of this. If you've never seen how these work, right? If you've never seen how these Atari Inners work, you hit this. So you can actually have the computer turned on, right? Which it loaded up to our floppy. But if I did that, the computer turns off actually. And then I can stick my cart in here, and I'll show you the big chunk that is that. Let's get in there. There we go. Turn it around. So here's your big old two metal frames we mentioned earlier. Captain Kip mentioned earlier. Look at that. It's just like, I'm gonna put this in the. Wait a minute. That says left cart, but there was only two carts that ever were made that went into the right side, so you'd want to load that thing up. Captain Kipper says you can print a latch holder that allows the door to stay open. Why would you do that? That's crazy. Fort Tank Girl says, did you have that football game where you put some players on a surface? Oh yes, I didn't have it, but my cousin had it, and that was always fun to watch. All right, so we do that, And then let's see. Let's get back off of there and get back to this guy. And let's see. All right. And now we got some Miss Pac-Man. Look at that. So we got some Miss Pac-Man to play. Oh, I love Miss Pac-Man. Oh, she's so much better than Mr. Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man is so much better. Look how colorful Miss Pac-Man is. So yummy. So you can hit the reset button. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Man, I love Miss Pac-Man. Oh, as a matter of fact, I should have brought my Miss Pac-Man here while I was... So my arcade makes a great little handheld version of the arcade version of Miss Pac-Man. It's great. Music composer, football, blah, blah, blah. Let's take all that out of there. Like I said, we got a fair amount of carts. We got some Dig Dug. But we want to get to this Space Taxi. We're going to load that back up on our other. Press Option to change difficulty. Man, look what just a similar interface, though. A similar interface on all these games. All right, while I'm looking at some stuff, we'll let Dig Dug run for a minute. We'll let Dig Dug entertain us because I want to show you. Fastidious is, I guess, at one point in time they had a whole bunch of cassettes that went in these in this cassette drive. At some point in time, they took all of those cassette drives and they transferred them to floppies, double density floppies, and they labeled all of them. And wow, that's annoying. But they labeled all of them. So let's see. So we was looking for Space Taxi. Let's just see if in my collection I have Space Taxi. I got Hockey, Defender, Soccer, Callisto. What is that? Atlantis. Jumpman. Does that actually work? Jumpman? What is Jumpman? Shootout, Breakout, Dig Dug, Donkey Kong Jr. Donkey Kong Jr. Okay. Juice. Preppy. Ooh, they got fun art. Whatever that is. Zaxxon. Yeah. Burp, burp, burp. I'm not seeing just... Ooh, they got... Popeye. Popeye. Got Popeye? Yeah, Popeye. I thought I've seen Winter Games at one point in time in here. Defense. Or Donkey Kong. Eater. Track. Track and Field, maybe? Centipede. Millipede. Montezuma's Revenge. Pong. Got Tron. Alright. Stargate. I'm going to load that up for later. Tron and Stargate. Classics. Gonna put that in my little disc there. Also had some, some Real Deal. If you remember these before or not. It's like some, what are these? Andromeda. I don't know what this is. Nice gold disc. Got a couple of them. Candy Factory. Candy Factory. Time Bomb, Word Game. Ooh, look at that. You might remember how these look, though. These look like the official Atari cartridges, right? Ooh. Or cartridges disc. Are you Cirrus right now? This is Atari 800. Popeye is fun. Stargate is Defender. Interesting. Okay. I got some floppy disks, though. So let's get that request in that Tonda had. Oh. Let's get Tonda's request in here. What did we say it was again? Space Taxi. Right? That's what we said? Oh my God. What is that? I have an Invaders game, but it's not called what I thought it was supposed to be. I don't know if I care for that. Some off-color stuff there. Let's just type in taxi. How many taxis could they be? Apparently I don't have that ROM. And this is on the Atari 800, the Space Taxi? Not sure. All right, somebody find out for sure that Space Taxi, it is Space Taxi, right? Did I get it right? Oh, really? Andromeda is a biological game based on Andromeda Strain. Oh, that sounds neat. That sounds cool, actually. I love that movie. All right, so this time what we're going to do is we're going to insert our floppy disk. Computer's off. We're going to turn our, might help you turn a little latch down. We're going to turn our floppy disk on, right? You can see it's loading up now, and it's off now. So now we're going to turn on the computer, and we're going to see it should be, well, it's got a boot error. Okay. I wonder if that's because we have the other turned on. Interesting. Oh, I wonder if that was loaded in the background. I wonder if that was causing some kind of conflict. Let's actually disconnect that secondary one and try the other side. Let's turn it on again. This time with just that first one. Cabgiver says, I never knew the Atari could boot off the diskette automatically until I got one. Okay. Space Taxi was on the 800 XL. That might be the reason why I don't have it. It does seem like it's loading better. Okay, so, all right, so it loads into, so this is a variety disk. So they installed DOS. They installed DOS on here, so it loads DOS up first. It's a DOS disk. It's 2.2, version 2.2. And then we can look to see what files are on the disk, right? So we're going to do that. If we hit enter, it should just give us everything on there. So DOS is on there, Tron is on there, Stargate, Mario Brothers on here, and Dread. Ooh, that's a COM. All right, so these should be all binary files, right? So if we do, let's just see what happens if we load up Tron. We don't have anything in the carts, but DOS is loaded up. I wonder if this is, will DOS be in the way, or will it know to get the crap out of the way? Quit to DOS XL. What is that? Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. It returned from menu, so it didn't do it. Yeah, so let's try that again. Let's do the files, and this time we'll do like we normally do, which is like star.star, right? Isn't that what you would usually type in? I'm not real familiar with this version of DOS either, so, or this menu, DOS XL menu. These should be the loadable things, right? Tron starts at, oh, it says 001? Is that its size, or is that its location? What is 01? Is that the first thing on the disk? Or I'm assuming since it's like goes, unless it's doing it by size? Number of blocks? Is it if it's number of blocks, then that one ain't gonna do much. So let's try doing the Stargate. Oh, my bad. Let's load up, and there's also two sides to this disk, so I wonder if it's just part of the directory. What would we say? We can do star. Let's do the first three probably, and hit a asterisk. Doing something. It's loading up some blocks. You guys can hear it loading up. Little drive is reading away. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We got a game. Yes, sounds like a send a telegram, right? There we go. The race says, oh, load D1 file name extension. Yeah, that is definitely, I think that's how we'd usually do it. That 2 DOS XL menu thing, I think it takes different input, but I think that's how you normally do it, like on DOS 3, I believe. But yeah, the Wraith, you thought it was a Dread game. So this one's loading in from floppy. This is our real floppy disk, right? We press start. Let's see if we can play the real deal. Okay, loading up here. Oh my. Oh, instantly, it did not like that. So interesting. This could be once again. We're talking about replacing that Poke chip. That could be what's going on. It could have also loaded up most of the data, and some of it could have been corrupt. Might need to clean the drive. Could be the fact I didn't load it. I might not have loaded it up correctly. It is DOS 2 too, so maybe it. The gold win. Stupid little worms. So who knows how to operate these things, right? Okay, so I don't know. If we quit to the DOS XL menu, all right, we hit the Q on that. Insert master disk and hit return. So I guess this must be like DOS Lite, right? All right, so I'm not sure about that. There's a diagnosis cart called Salt. Yeah, I've seen that, and I'm assuming I need to get that. Let's flip this disk over because it is a double-sided double density disk, right? So there is something on the other side probably. On the B side, it says it has some other things. RE3D. Let's just take a look. Load the menu. Okay, so let's load the menu. I'm going to put it back in on the side it was on, right? Hasn't read anything. All right, I'm going to go back to, I think can I escape out of this? Yeah, I can escape out of that. So load the menu, says Captain Kipper. So where do you see load menu? I see files on disk to cartridge, copy files, duplicate disk, erase files, initialize, loadmenu.com. Okay, all right, so I got you. So we should do the load, right? Binary light. So we should do menu, right? And we'll do the full path or the full name, excuse me. That is where it is. And will you do that? Let's see if we get a menu. Let's load that up. Captain Kipper would know. That's why Captain Kipper's here. Oh, that's right. So if you look at the disk, the menu is actually, I've actually done this before. I've actually done this as well. So if you look at the files on the disk, right? If we just hit enter, it'll just give us everything on the menu. There's the DOS, the system. That's loaded right into system, right at whatever location. And then the menu is actually this DOS XL menu. And so it's not like a game menu. It's actually the menu we're looking at. So menu is part of the yeah. Things I learned, says Captain Kipper. I learned the same thing just the other day. I kind of forgot about it, but yeah. That's how that works. So the question is, we got extended commands, we've got load binary. I'm assuming these are all binary files, right? We could also go to address. So like, I guess if we loaded something in, then we could actually go to the address, right? But when we're loading these things in, yeah, most of my collection disk on the Commodore 64 as a menu is the first file. I think, yeah, that is kind of what I was expecting. But once again, this is a real floppy disk from a real collection that I believe was created using these DOS menu disk, and they were copying over their cassette collection to floppy disk. And so I know some of these have worked in the past, and then sometimes I run into problems where they don't work. Now, if I am reading this correctly, and Tron that's just too small for anything, that's got to be a bad rip, right? That's got to be a bad copy. The Stargate kind of worked. I wonder how the Mario is the biggest one here. Let's try to load up the Mario. Load the Mario. Oh no. Let me do that. Let me reinitialize there. I'm assuming the Mario it's not going to be a basic file, right? I wouldn't think any of this would be that. So I don't want to type the whole thing out, so I'm just going to give me some through the Mario. Oh, found out. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it needs to be the whole thing. I wouldn't think so, though. Let me look at that again. Come on, Brian. Come on, Brian. So if you guys have some suggestions for what to do here, let me know, because like I said, I'm no Atari 8-bit computer expert. Didn't have one growing up. But I am having fun exploring this. It says Mario Brother. Yeah, DOS block size is 128 bytes. Okay. Wow, really? Okay. So do the math. Do the math. Normally a 1050 is not double density. Okay. All right. And this is the 1050, right? Okay. So it's not reading. So normally a 1050 is not double density. Double density is 256 bytes per block. Okay. But let me take a look at these floppies. Let me take a look at the floppies. Single-sided, double density. So yeah, single-sided, double density. But can't you write to double density as a? I don't remember. It's been so long since I've done that. I am way out of my element when it comes to floppy disk from the 8-bit era. It's been a minute. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get back into this so we can remember. You need to mod the drive to double density with US Doubler or Happy 1050. Okay. I wonder if someone's already. Can we tell from this? Would we know already, Captain Kipper? Like, to make sure no one's done that? Okay. All right, so I flipped the disk over, and it's 2.2 on this other side as well. I wonder if I can. Oh, look at this. Wow, that is a lot. Okay, so this is probably graphics and stuff too. Okay. Atari 3D. Let's try that. So maybe I need a different. Maybe I need another. Maybe I need another. Is that not what it was? We need another drive. We need to mod the drive double density. How hard is that mod? Because I've only got one. Maybe I should order a second. Need extension. All right, let's take a look. You're probably right. Oh, these are all basic. Okay. Oh, it is. It was exe file. Okay. And they had exe file. Did Atari have exe files? Oh, interesting. But I should be able to get away with just Atari, because that's the first little bit of it, and then oh my, where's my asterisk set? There it is. And then if I do .exe, won't that give it to me? I want to type it out all the way out, right? Okay. Oh, look at this. It's loading up a graphic. It's a graphic. Look out. What's it going to be? A Christmas tree? A DeLorean? No, is the Atari logo in 3D. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Now what? It's still loading, though. It's still loading more. Oh, now it stopped. Now it stopped. Yeah, isn't it funny how every model of 8-bit has a different keyboard layout? That's a fact. Let's see here. Select start. Is that it? Is that just... It's like, hey, I'll draw a cool little Atari logo on your screen. What do you think? That is pretty cool. But is that it? I guess it was. That's it, says Captain Kipper. That's it. That's all you get. All right, so let's explore that a little more, too. So me and you had to talk a little more, Captain Kipper, about the double density floppies versus... I got to get my head around that. I got to get my head around that. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Had a text message. Sorry about that. Oh yeah. So he's a 6507. I knew it was some 65OX or 65XX, whatever. Um, you pop out the CPU, says Cabin Kipper, in the drive and replace it with a board containing a 6502 ROM. The drive uses a 6507. So I've actually been interested in kind of fiddle farting around with what I can do exactly with a 6502. And I've been looking at, what is it? Eats? What is his name? What is his name? Eats. His name is Eats, but what is it? It's more than that. Jeff Eats. Brian Eats. Somebody Eats. Greg Eats. Anyway, he built his own computer. What's his name? It's something Eats. Anyway, if on YouTube like 6 years ago, he had like this project, still does stuff since then too. But I think that's when he posted the project, was like 6 years ago, where he built his own 8-bit computer, and he like walked it through all the way. I think was he either a 6510 or a 6502, or maybe it was a 65C02. Jimmy Eat World says time to go. So no, what is his name? Jimmy Eats? That's not right. Now you got me all confused. What is his name? Ted Eats. Oh, what is his stupid name? What is this stupid? Eat CPUs for breakfast. That's it. He eats CPUs for breakfast. Electric has built a tube-based computer. Nice. YouTuber Eats 8-bit computer. What is this stupid name? Watch it be something like lunch or something. Ben Eater. That's who it is. Ben Eater. Cripes. Thank you, Cab Kipper. Dadgummit. Anyway, Ben Eater does interesting little 8-bit computer thing where he did it years ago, but it's pretty awesome. But he's got kits you can still order. I've been really thinking about doing that, because he's got like it's just crazy. You can literally, he's got a kit that allows you to like cycle through each cycle. You can see exactly what it's doing. Like you got an Arduino if you want to hook into the output of it, and you can just boop 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 click down and see exactly everything that it's doing in the 6502. So that's Cap says, I have a Sim 1, which is a Chem 1 clone. I did not know that. Interesting. I've also kind of wanted to build my own, like a Sim 1. I've looked at the Chem 1 clones. Build your own. That's so much fun. Did you build that one? Like as a project kit? That's the thing I want to do after I get through doing a little bit of this programming that I'm looking at. So the things I feel like I'm good at programming and have a lot of experience at, and then kind of backtrack and do some more hardware stuff. Maybe do a little bit of both at the same time, so I can kind of understand some of the stuff that I'm missing. But let me see here. I didn't get to play that last one, Tonda, but we'll keep looking through. The different games, and we'll be doing some more recommendations that you guys give us. If you got an 8-bit project you got coming up, this has been your local 8-bit computer club. So I'm trying to do this every Friday until that changes. I'm just slowly building up some momentum to get this project off the ground of developing my own 8-bit game, a continuation of a dream I've had since I was 12. And I don't have a clear outline yet, but I'm hoping by the end of this month, I'll have a clear direction, because I need a good direction before I get too invested into it. But no, Captain Kippers, no, that was commercial. The Sim 1 used at the university for training. Then they sent them for recycling. I snagged one. Nice. Nice. Very good. All right, let's see. Okay. Let's see if that girl Joey is actually still hanging around, or she's just chatting. Sometimes she'll get close to she's actually still playing. So you know what? We're gonna raid in on that girl Joey, good friend of mine, who does Amiga Mondays, a lot of retro gaming. She's awesome. Love me that girl Joey. Also follow Tonda Gosa if you're not following Tonda Gosa and FaZe One of One as well. Tandagasa, good friend of mine, to be streaming this weekend, doing some good stuff. And let's see, how do you spell your phase? Phase was, I don't know if Phase, if you're still around or not. Is it Phase 101? Is that, did I get it right? There's an S in there. I'm not 100% sure on that. No, thank you, Avian, so much. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. It was good seeing you guys. Puppy Kitten Trout says, thanks for another great Friday. A Bit Computer. Yeah, an 8-Bit Computer Club. Absolutely. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep growing a little bit. Like to see your projects. Like to show you my projects. Show me yours. I'll show you my project. All right. Oh, look at this. All right. So we're going to raid in on That Girl Joey. And we'll be back on Sunday night for sure to play some more full motion video. We're going to be playing the Star Trek Borg game. So tune in and check out. And I'll be talking to you, Captain Kipper, on the Discord server. And yeah, shop at your store for the raid. Let's do it. Let's raid in on our good friend, That Girl Joey. All right. See you over there, guys.